Keys to success. Technologies. Again, I wrote this in 1998. I wrote it 12 years ago. 45% of our customers have internet access. That's got to be 85% today. Has to be. 95% of our readers operate with Windows on their computers. Couldn't get much higher than 95. 80% use the net. 16% have their own web page. We got to know that that 16% is now a much higher percentage. And 35% have made purchases in cyberspace, meaning they bought it over the internet. Some of the technologies. In this slide, I made a few modifications to it. I've used it before. This is pretty old stuff. 80% of the yards I go to still don't have email for each of their salespeople. It's still info at Jim's Auto Parts. You've got to have email for your salespeople. Their customers want to communicate with them. They want to be able to email them. They need to be able to shoot a picture over the net to their customer, whatever. Your people, and maybe not all your people, but they need to be able to use Word, Excel, and you need to send your people for training. If you've got a shop foreman and you've got 8 people reporting to him, he needs to go to one of those courses on managing difficult employees, because I can guarantee you he has 1 or 2 or maybe 6. Digital pictures, still not using them in a lot of cases. eBay, and this is pretty old really, and you know what needs to be added to this slide is Craigslist. Do you know that some of the clients I have, 1/3 of their business is occurring as a result of ads on Craigslist? Craigslist, who would have thought? 1/3 of their traffic on their website comes from Craigslist. They put stuff on Craigslist, obscure stuff, and people call from Seattle, Washington to Kansas and say, yeah, I'm looking for that brain box on that car or whatever. Do not discount the power of Craigslist. I can guarantee eBay's watching them. eBay's created a new Craigslist-type ad mechanism within eBay. But eBay is still a powerful contender. And I would dare say that a lot of the people in the room are just now thinking about using eBay. And you can't, I'm not an advocate of putting everything on eBay, especially a lot of the smaller parts. Website with inventories. CarPart offers the ability for your parts to be visible over the internet. I wish they allowed a shopping cart. They don't. They use what's called tracking cookies. Is anybody here from CarPart? Well, shame on them. They should have been here. But they're good guys. And people say, oh, I have a website. The websites are terrible. They're absolutely terrible. I have a tool that will grade your website. Give me your card. I'll be glad to send you a little report on your website. I paid a lot of money. I don't care how much you paid. You didn't get cheated. You just hired, and you may have a website that looks really pretty, but it's not functional. Try looking up some terms. Try looking up something that you sell and see if you find your website. Well, if you're not finding it, how would the customers find it? Websites are not search engine optimized. Some people are using pay-per-click, which is a waste of money. It's just ongoing. It adds to your cost dramatically. But if you're not making steps to spend some money to get your website right, you're missing it. You've got to get ready to do business on the internet. Internet auctions. My son was telling me he bids 26 auctions a week. And people all the time say, well, how can you bid 26 auctions a week? And, of course, he uses the virtual tools, and he hauls cars from all over the United States. And and people are still buying at 3 or 4 or 5 auctions. Is it a pain in the butt to haul cars in from all over the United States and all that? Yep, absolutely. Does it cost more? Absolutely. But that's what it takes to get the cars you need. You can discount them by the amount, when you leave the bid, the amount it's going to cost you to haul them, so you don't effectively pay any more than if you'd have paid at your local auction. But it is a lot of work, a whole lot of work to figure the cars and do it right. I don't get it. We buy new wreckers, all kinds of new things. I always see huge road graders and all kinds of things. It's a guy thing, I think, in all the salvage yards. But we won't spend money on our computers, and we won't spend money on the internet. Instant messages, dual monitors, and phones. I'm fanatic about the dual monitors. I have 3. If you don't have 2 screens on every one of your computers, then you're missing it. I guarantee you, your people can do 30% more if they have 2 screens. They can answer phones. They can look up parts at 2 different times. They can be working by email. You need 2 computer monitors. Yes, it's going to cost you a couple $100 to put 2 monitors for every single computer. And But I firmly believe it will raise the productivity of your sales staff by 30%. And your office staff as well. Emerging technologies, automated ordering and linking of inventories, use of the web, Craigslist, new and evolving tools for buying. The buying is horrendous, absolutely horrendous. It's so complicated. Buddy's bid tool, it works well.